very much for watching today. So today I've got some great marketing tips for you. 5 great marketing things you can do with your business ASAP right now. These are so important to your marketing efforts because I know a lot of you are spending a lot of time and money out there with your marketing. So if you're spending a lot of time and money, these are important, 5 important things you need to start thinking about and doing, especially now and of course into the new year. So here are the 5 things. Number 1, you need to make sure you're following the natural way people make decisions. Years ago, we used to just send out mailers, like call us, send out emails, make calls, just, hey, call me back, and nothing, no like call for action. So make sure that when you are reaching out to people through emails, through mailers, have a call to action of why they should be calling you. That's one thing, is why are they should be calling you. And then also give them a resource to go to research you. Years ago, I feel that, years ago, 15, 20 years ago and before, people didn't have the access to the internet, to websites, to reviews. They research before they make decisions. So think about your marketing pieces. How can people research you and what you do and what you're best at before they call you to listen to what you have to say? So a call to action could be visit your website. Now, my personal opinion, my disclosure, my opinion, your website, number 1, should have everything about you and what's best about you, your strengths, your things that you feel that why people should use you to buy or sell a house, your expertise, and reviews and testimonials on there. And those should be changing. Those should be, you should be adding to those. I see a lot of agents, I go to their website, I see a testimonial, and it's the same testimonial that's been there 3 years ago. So there's ways, find out from your web provider, there's ways to have Google reviews, or from Zillow, or from other review websites to upload those reviews as they come in. And if you are, and especially with Century 21, our agents here, call the office. We will definitely help you with that. We use Real Satisfied. Those Real Satisfied reviews can go right into your website. So if you are with a different brand, different company, ask for your brand, what review system do they use if they have one, and can it be plugged into your website live, connected automatically, so it's one less thing you have to do. So again, people research, so they have to be able to research you. Point them to your website, and in your mailing pieces, your email pieces, make sure there's a reason why they should be checking out your reviews and what you do for that market. And also, you got to track your marketing. What I mean by that is if you're sending out a piece of mail, like visit my website for to find out what houses have sold in the area, call me or email me or visit my website, type in your information. I'll be happy to give you an analysis of what your home is worth. You have to track those pieces. So another thing that you can do is there's Google Analytics. So Google Analytics, if you look that up, go to Google, and you could connect that to your website, so you could see how many views and hits people are going to your website. So when you send out a email, or send out a mailer, or do any type of mass marketing or marketing in general, asking people to go to your website, you could track that. You're like, wow, I sent out this marketing piece and I've got more hits to my website. And then Google Analytics every month will give you a rundown of how many, if you're up or down in views, who clicked on things on your website, who viewed it. So if you have a website and you're just pointing people there and you're not tracking it, you should track it, and you should be tracking all of your marketing pieces. Second, that's number 1 about different marketing pieces. Second thing you should be thinking about is you, of course, always, and I've said this in many other videos, use multiple sources. You should be calling, you should be emailing, you should be sending Facebook messages, you should be doing some mailers, you should be sending some direct messages on Facebook, you should be using Instagram. Use multiple ways and do everything you can, again, to track the communication and how many views. So if you're doing videos, you could easily see on your Facebook how many views you got. Hopefully those will increase on there. So always be using multiple things and ways to connect with people, because when everybody sees you in different ways, if you send out a mailer and they're a Facebook friend and then see you there, and then they're on your email list, they get a mailer, they get an email, they get a message from you on Facebook. That's great types of marketing. So many different areas. The keys to marketing are always, you got to be innovative and you got to evolve and change. You got to change things up. Example, you got to change subject lines of emails. You can't be saying the same thing. So that's a great way to track things on how emails go, because you should be using, if you're not doing this already, you should be using some type of email system, constant contact, eye contact, so bomb. There's dozens of different email campaign things you could use, and they'll track it for you. How many opens, how many people clicked on things on your email, how many people watched your video on your email, and how many people opted out. And when you send out emails, you can to your database, you can actually change the subject line. So hypothetically, you have 200 people on your email list, saying 100 out, the same information, but change the subject line. So new listing on the market in your area, send that out. And then over here is like new listing. You could say something like new listing on the market going fast, or first time on the market in 5 years. Change the subject line and see if the different ways that you put in your subject line get a different response. Remember, track it. You have to be able to track it. So always be testing. Number 4 today is always be testing what you're doing. So if things aren't working, if you're sending out a certain mailing piece to a certain area, because I've seen agents over a 20-year span or more sending the exact same piece of mail or saying the exact type of emails for years and never track it, and then it gets stale. So you got to be testing what you're doing. Are you getting more response with this subject line? Are you getting more response with this mailer and what you're sending there? Is it a just listed postcard? Is this call me if you want to get a value of your home, or I'm looking for buyers, I have houses to sell. Whatever type of general marketing piece that you are using, you have to track it and be testing it to make sure it's working. 5th today and last is don't guess. We always guess. If you have unlimited funds and unlimited amount of time, of course, marketing, any type of marketing will do something positive. So, but if you can't guess anymore, or you're going to be wasting a lot of time and a lot of money. So is it working? Are you getting those callbacks? When you send out a mail piece, is anybody calling you? Is anybody visiting your website after those mail pieces? When you send out an email, how many people are clicking on it to view it? And how many people are clicking on the information? And has anybody called you from that mail pieces or email pieces? If you send out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails and you don't get any clicks or views, a minimum of that, and no response, like at least a couple responses. Now, this is one thing. Negative response is not a great response, but it is a response. So you need to get something. So little tip, if you're watching this and you've gotten some of my emails, I send out lots of emails, I send out mailers, I make calls, and when we get negative response, we love that. That means we're connecting with someone. Of course, we would rather have positive response, but no response, then something's not working. If you continue to send out mail pieces and emails and someone's not opting out, someone's not a minimum of getting some negative response, which is either opting out or please don't send me this information anymore, you've got to be cleaning up your database. If your database is so tight and small that you're not getting any negative ones, like no one's asking to be off your list, your database is not big enough. So you're not going to keep everybody on your database. So you got to be going through that database, sending out enough information where at least someone's saying no, but of course, we want those positive response, and it is a numbers game. It simply is. There's statistics. About 2 to 5% of calls, emails, any type of marketing, direct marketing that you do to consumers, you're going to get a response, a minimum of 2 to 5% in that. And your job is to do more in depth and be more connected with Davis and get a better percentage response to that. So 3 things that you should be kind of doing this year, or should be doing, is 1, make sure you have a marketing plan. Every company has a marketing plan. A plan is not just an idea, like I want to do this in 2020. Have a plan. During this month, I'm going to be doing this. This week, I'm going to be mailing, emailing, and also keep track of your costs. So for next year, make sure you have a marketing plan in place of when you're going to be doing your marketing, when you're going to be sending out your mail pieces, when are you going to send out your emails, what those subjects line will do. And you should have the whole year, as much as possible, planned out in a budget for these things. A budget for what you're sending out, budget for what you're spending in your email marketing, a budget for what you're spending if you're sending out any Facebook ads, because I have agents now. I see these Facebook ads, and I know a lot of them are not tracking it. They're like, oh, it's only $20 here. Oh, I could do this for $15. And then at the end of the year, you're like, wow, I spent thousands of dollars on Facebook ads, and what kind of response I get. So start getting a plan together. 2, start tracking it. And 3, the third thing you can do is start testing it and making sure, change it up and see which is working best. So 3, again, things you could do is get a marketing plan together. Make sure you're able to track the response. If you're pushing people to call you, pushing people to your email address or your website, make sure you can track that. Google Analytics, like I said, is a great way to do that on your website. Make sure you're using an email system that can track your opens and views and opt-in, opt-outs, all of that. And then 4, change things up, test things, see which is working better. Send out the same mail piece with bigger, bolder headlines and see which headline works better. Sending out emails, split it up into 2 or 3 different emails to your database and see which one gets more clicks and more views and more response. And you've got to be changing because the consumer wants that. It doesn't matter what you think, it matters what the consumers want, what the consumers want to see. So I've seen so many agents use like just listed, and like that's it, the same card every time, do a certain market, every time they list a house, just listed, just listed, just listed. Time to change that up a little bit. How about new on the market, just won't be on the market for long. Something to get their attention, not the same exact thing. So that's it for today. Please remember, use me as a resource. If you have any questions or thoughts or things that you're doing that you don't think is working or are working for you, that would be great. Would love to hear from you and again, help you with your business as much as I can. So that's it for today. Have a great day, a great week. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and we'll see you next week, next Tuesday. Bye-bye.